My name is Brooke, and I am the owner of Vintage Coffee Bar. I opened Vintage in January of 2018, so we have been open just over 7 years. I guess I had been starting to think about just what I was going to do. My kids were younger and getting to school age, and I always knew I wanted to do something within the community and make some sort of impact. I just didn't really know what. While my kids were little, we were really fortunate to have a coffee shop along our main street here, and it was somewhere, which honestly some days was my sanity. And then they went out of business. They tried to sell, so that sort of put the seed kind of in my mind. And I thought, oh, should I buy this? It just wasn't really what I had envisioned. So I just sort of abandoned that idea and went back to life. Well, a few months later, that idea was still there, even though I tried to keep pushing it back. And I put together a business plan while we were away on holidays, and it just sort of started from there. So that would have been in August of 2017, and I started scouring for places, and we finally stumbled upon this space. Honestly, the biggest challenge, there was a couple, but firstly was actually finding the space. Places that would let you do enough renovations, or that were able to accommodate those renovations, because for me, I needed to have a certain type of plumbing brought in, a certain type of electrical brought in. I run filtered water through all my coffee machines, so I needed something and somewhere that would allow me to do that. Second of all, believe it or not, financially was a little bit of a challenge, because I wanted to do this on my own, and it's really hard to get a loan as a businesswoman. So we had to pool sort of our own personal funds, because I, in the end, never did get money from the bank. So that was a super big challenge, because it was like, okay, do we put our savings into something that, of course, I was very nervous about opening. I was so scared till the moment we turned the sign. Like, is this going to be a go? Is this something that like Didsbury needs or wants, or is it going to love? Are people going to love it as much as I love it already? So that was like the financial end of it was quite challenging. Everything I make here, other than my bread, is homemade. I make everything, and lots of it is from recipes that have been passed on through my family. Recipes that my grandmother, my nan, my mom had made when I was growing up. When I do my Christmas boxes, all of those Christmas cookies are different than what I have normally at my counter, and it's all stuff that I've grown up learning how to make. Try to share those stories with people. It just helps for my grandparents to live on through my coffee shop. My very favorite item is our banana bread. It was a recipe from my grandmother. My grandmother was a super important part of my life. She was like a mother to me, and she was my biggest cheerleader when I started the coffee shop. She unfortunately had gotten sick before we opened and passed away a couple months after we opened. But we have this little running joke here, because anytime anybody else tries to make the banana bread, including my husband, it flattens in the middle, it falls in, but it never does that to me. And it's kind of a joke in our family that grandma is watching and only I can make it. So I had chosen actually a roastery out of Calgary. He was so good about his knowledge and getting me going. Honestly, through the COVID years, there were some tough months, as it was for everybody probably in retail and hospitality. My coffee supplier, he carried me through those months, even when I couldn't pay my bills, until after we kind of climbed out of that period of our life. I have said to this day, I will never switch my roastery. That is what business to business, small business to small business is about. He held my hand through something that was like super tough for us, and I will never forget that. I do have a group of local businessmen who, since the day I have opened, they come in and they use this meeting room and they coffee every single day without missing a day. And they play a game, they call it bushing, where they play their game and they make their bets, and the person who loses pays for coffee every morning. These guys have been faithful customers since I started. They didn't even know me, so they didn't have to put their faith in me. They're just an amazing group of people and have always supported wholeheartedly. One of the major things is always be kind. No matter what business you're going into, it can be a struggle or people can be difficult, but you just never know where people are coming from. And I think first and foremost, it's always important to be kind to people. I think also don't lose your passion. Find your niche, whatever it may be, and don't worry about what other people are doing. Do what you do and do it well. Honestly, my family is a huge part. If I'm going to be honest, I feel like when I started, I sort of lost sight of that. I got very invested in here, working long hours and not having a lot of energy for my family and for my home life. It took a lot of years to sort of find that balance. My family definitely is why I do this. I think it's important for my children, who both have helped me out here, just to see on the other side of it, how you should be treating people when you walk into a retail space, or how they need to treat customers coming in. No matter what the conflict or what the situation might be, you're going to get all types, and just how you need to handle those situations. I think they've gotten a lot of valuable lessons and have learned what hard work looks like. I get up and come to work early every day, have a lot of responsibility, so they've learned that and respect that about their parents and about their mom. We want everybody to feel super welcome, no matter what. I designed my counter so that we could see people walking in, see people walking out, always saying hello, always telling people goodbye, just always acknowledging everybody. I want everybody to know that we value them, we value their money spent, we value their time, the effort it takes to drive somewhere and get out. There's many choices. There's many inexpensive choices as well that you can get. So I want people to know every time somebody walks through their door, it's not expected, and we are so thankful for that.